folks, how we going? Thanks for joining me in the brewery. Let me get myself a little bit of a drink. We're into Brewery of the Month for March. Got myself a lemon myrtle saison, so we can bloody get this done. It's a little bit dull in here this afternoon. There's no sunshine coming through the back door. She's pretty fucking grey. Bloody raining all day. But anyway, we need the rain. It's been good. Grass is getting green again, so I'm happy about that. Can't complain. Bloody dogs sniffing around. Anyway, before we get into this, quick shout out to the Patrons. Thank you guys for your support. Going to do the draw very shortly. If you're interested in Patreon, there's a link down the bottom. If you subscribe to the channel, thank you. If you aren't, hit the subscribe button down the bottom. Ring the bell. You get notified any new videos drop on Little John's. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up down there as well. This is going to be a fairly short Brewery of the Month because Little John's been a fair whacker this month under the weather. Crook and really not drinking. So there's only a handful of beers. I've not touched on any of the beers I intended to. That was the Bacchus. Just haven't had a chance. I took one to Melbourne with me last weekend. I went down to the young fella's place. I took half a dozen beers down with me. In the end, I only ended up having 3 of those, which some of what we got here. I ended up leaving 3 beers down there. Forgot all about it. I got to, we're getting out of there. Had planned on staying down there Saturday and Sunday night. We drove down Friday. Mrs. said, nah, after driving the full day on Friday, I'm not driving home full day on Monday the whole trip. We're taking the young fellas, the son-in-law's ute with the trailer, taking stuff down to the son, all his stuff he had here, all his old stuff from when he was when he was living here when he was a teenager, and a whole bunch of stuff that him and the missus have got for wedding presents and Christmas presents and stuff since, that they haven't been able to take back down because they've always travelled by train. So took that down, so the trip was a bit more uncomfortable than normal and a little bit longer than normal. So Saturday afternoon the missus decided, nah, we're gonna leave Melbourne late Sunday afternoon, get a couple of hours of the trip out of the way, stay in a motel and then finish home Monday. So I had a couple of beers on Saturday afternoon with the young bloke, and didn't get to have me beers I planned on Sunday. And those beers got left in the young bloke's fridge, which I totally missed and didn't realise till we got halfway home. Halfway to where we're going on Sunday night, and he sent a message, and here's one of his mates sitting there drinking one of my beers. So I've left one of the Bacchus. I can't even think what else I actually left down there. I don't know what I actually took, but yeah, the Bacchus was a sour ale. It was one of all the beers there, probably the least one I was less worried about. I hadn't taken anything I was really wanting to have some time with, given I knew I was going to be down there now, yakking and whatnot with the young fella, so not a big loss. But anyway, these are the beers. I've got them here in no particular bloody order. We're going to start. Couple of beers from Jervis Bay Brewing. Now, we're going to start on a high note, and this is probably the beer of the month as far as the commercials go, and that was the Summer Cloud Hazy Pale Ale. This is a limited release, and this was a really nice beer. I drank this one down there in Melbourne. It was tasty. It had some nice sweet malt, and the hops just rolled along behind. It was just a really good example of a hazy pale ale. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't, just nothing, really good. And I'm not a massive fan overall of Jervis Bay Brewing. that beer was certainly one of the better ones I've had from them. The second one I've had from there was a Love Boat Raspberry Wheat. And this wasn't a bad beer, it was just a very average beer. It was just a very simple, basic raspberry wheat. It didn't have any expression or character of its own. It was just very bog standard, and as such just didn't do anything thrilling. You know, I gave it a 7 out of 10 because it was what you expected and nothing more. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about these sort of things. I don't like when breweries bring out, especially their limited release beers, and the limited release beer is just a bog standard version of whatever you're bringing out. Don't make it a limited release. Don't make it sound like it's something special when you haven't done anything special with the beer. Yeah, just label it as a fucking raspberry wheat and be done with it. The third was from JB again, and this was a Weedy Sea Dragon Mango Goza, and I bought this 2 trips ago down the coast when we were down at the cabin, and I had to keep pushing it off because of the sickness, and I was probably a little bit not under the best conditions when I drank it, which may not have helped it any, but for me this was just a really not a good beer. I gave it 6 out of 10, and realistically, at least half of that point was just for an effort. But yeah, I've got here the mango stripped any flavour and body from the brew. Oh yeah, the sourness. The sour that was there was not a nice sourness. I don't know how they're going about doing the souring, but it wasn't nice. And that the mango came across just completely wrongly sour, like bad sour, like rotten sour, and quite bitter. It was very much not the things you expect from a Goza. A mixed bag from Jervis Bay there, and this is where I generally find them sitting. A mixed bag with, for me, too many of that mixed bag sitting on the wrong side of decent. But anyway, this brew, Seeker Brewing, this is a collab they did with Filter. They did a bunch of brews, and I've mentioned it before, last month I got something, they called it Collab Brewery, where they did a bunch of beers with a heap of other breweries. I got a whack of them. I was looking to get through, finally got into one. I've done a second one which was only yesterday, which will come next month, because obviously it's currently in April. New Zealand Pills they did with Filter Brewing. Gave it 7.5 out of 10. It was a nice, pleasant beer, had a nice New Zealand juice vibe going on. There was just too round all over for a Pilsner. It felt more like a, bog standard sort of Czech lager, even rolling with German lager. It was quite full bodied. It didn't have the snappiness and the crispness of the Pils. I think had they labelled that actually as a New Zealand lager as opposed to a Pilsner, would have sat a lot better on the beer and probably would have scored 8 out of 10 as a lager. As a Pilsner, it had to knock it down a little bit. I'm just skipping past the worst beer of the month. I'm going to jump into this one, the Cooper's Botanic Ale. Everyone's well aware that I generally don't have a good time with Cooper's limited edition, these short run bloody crafty experimentations they do. And I looked at this and I started reading the can. I'm thinking, it's talking about this, using the base of their sparkling ale, and okay, I'm thinking, okay, this is sounding alright, it's got saying the right things. Then it rolled into this, vibe about getting the flavours and whatnot, and then they're thrown in juniper, and I thought, oh, here we go. And I thought, oh, okay. Gave her a pour, and yeah, all I could get was this overpowering juniper character, just coming across everything. I think there was a solid beer underneath it, and obviously they're using the sparkling ale type of base. I think it was a bit toned down. If it was a sparkling ale type of base, it certainly wasn't that level. But yeah, that juniper herby bloody edge just cut through it, and just made it really unenjoyable. 6.5 out of 10. I know I didn't finish it. I don't think I got through halfway through it before I tossed it. I wasn't subjecting myself to any more than that. And seriously, for me, if it wasn't for that decent base that was there, I would have scored it quite a bit lower. 6.5 is substantially high score for a beer I couldn't finish. But I did have to factor in that thing that I don't like juniper. So if you did like juniper, if you're into gin and stuff like that, then you're probably going to have quite a different feeling to that one. Though, from looking at social media just the last few days, it would appear they're on the verge of pulling it already, so I'm assuming it's not getting good feedback and reaction from the general public overall. Well, that's that. Before we get into the last beer, the disappointment of the month, let's do the old Patreon draw. Like I said, link down the bottom for Patreon. These are the guys that support the channel, allow me to do all the experimenting, playing around, doing all the things I do. Playing with extracts and grain and different methods and different yeasts and different hops and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, this month's winner hasn't been a winner for a while. I was only thinking just yesterday that he hasn't had a win for bloody quite a while. Steve Earl. There you go, mate. Been a while. Prize coming your way. I don't know what it's going to be. I'll work something out. Or might have some mosaic here for you. I'll see how we go. Now this last one, Dangerous Ales. Now, it's not that long ago I talked up Dangerous Ales as being one of my favourite breweries from last year. Since then I've not had a decent beer from them. They've all been, and this one is another of those beers. One-Eyed Purple People Eater. Purple oat cream. I don't know if it's pale. I can't remember exactly what the name is. You might be able to read it on the bloody can there. But beetroot, I think it was blueberries, oats, there's bloody plenty of that, and it was very purple. It had some definite beetroot note in there, but Jesus, no, it didn't work. It was just, it was prime example of just a mess, when nothing worked. Nothing went together. Nothing that was in that beer should have been put together. All the things, everything that was in there cancelled out the good that something else was potentially going to do. Like the strangeness of the beetroot was cutting against the creaminess of the oat. The oat cream wasn't doing anything because of the other stuff. I put in the comments an Untapped classic example of just because you can doesn't mean you should. We can all have some wicked ideas about what you put into a beer. Are they going to work? That didn't, and I think that's a perfect example of breweries not doing test batches. Just throwing stuff together, fucking keying it up and subjecting it to the fucking public on the basis that it's a short run and it's not, doesn't matter. Everyone know, if you've been to this channel more than bloody 2 minutes, you know I hate that sort of bullshit. I hate that. You're doing something new, test it. You know, that's something right out of left field. You've got to test that shit before you release it to the public. Don't use the public as your fucking guinea pigs. You know, it's lazy, fucking arrogant and rude. Anyway, on that happy note, that's all the beers that were for March. So as close as we got to anything, just where German Bait Brewing was the brewery of the month. This month, I'm back to life. Figures, I'm feeling normal again. I can taste stuff normal. I'm actually enjoying getting some beers into me. So I will get through some more stuff this month. There'll be a few more beers to look at when we come around to do this bloody same thing again in May. But for now, thumbs up everybody. I said thanks to everyone for supporting the channel. Links are down the bottom if you need them. If you've got any comments, any questions, stick them down the bottom. Steve Varela, if you'd like to tell me how many grams of mosaic you need, hit me up down the bottom. But other than that, that's me for now. So until I see you on the next video, we're brewing beer, drinking beer, or talking beer. Good brewing. Cheers, lads.